Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. It's part 2 of our look at Hotel Transylvania Scary Tale Adventures. As you can see, we didn't get too far. I was hoping in this version to check out the other stories, but I don't know if we're going to be able to. So we started Drax's story, but from the main menu there were two to choose from. Drac is sort of like a Arabian Nights, Prince of Thieves kinda themed story.
You have to go back to the oasis and find the fragments of my medallion, kiddo.
Well, at least that answers where the save point was. Unfortunately, in Hotel Transylvania we've discovered that there's no manual saves. So we are reliant on the autosave. Yeah, that background, it's rough. The game does have its own issues, unfortunately. As far as streaming goes, it's not been... When the streamers had some issues, it's mostly been fine until we had some stream tears. So instead of actual video, we had like grey for a couple of frames. We had it, unfortunately, in the middle of jumps, in the middle of the screen. The odds of that happening are quite low, but it happened. But other than that, it's not been a problem. The game's camera is a little slow, so that's a little obvious in the stream.
If I had been warmed up in the first place, I would have saved myself the trip.
But we're back here. I couldn't tell you whereabouts in the game. This looks like it might be continuing from where we were last time. But I can't seem to get over there. There are invisible walls everywhere in this game. And enemies. So many enemies. Only once did the fight sequence feel satisfying. Like we were naturally going from enemy to enemy. These do seem grayed out. Does that mean that we've already collected these before, I wonder? Okay, we've got a key, probably for that. See, they're attacking me up here.
Cool, I didn't have that one.
Yeah, so they're collectible cards you can get in the game. That is one way to trigger the manual save, sorry, the auto save in the hub world. You go to the tent that has the cards, you get a card or go in and out of it, and yes, that'll trigger manual saves. Sorry, auto saves. But we shouldn't have to worry about that when it comes to playing games like this. You can see there's also no like grabbing. When you play games on PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service, you only get a 20-second warning that's before the disconnection. Guessing I'm gonna go this way. Yeah, these were invisible when we were here last time. Ooh, that stutter was the game, that's not the stream. That was the game loading in. Remember, we're playing this from the cloud, so even though my PS4, my launch model Japanese PS4, does have issues, this is what it's like on an actual PS4 server. It's like the frame rate felt like it dropped below 30. Yeah, in the part 1, if you haven't caught it, it was a little rough, the streaming experience overall. That day when I streamed it, I had done a live stream, and that's the same here. I am recording
You
this
have the first
a few
fragment,
hours
but there's
after
still
doing
2
a
more
live
missing.
stream. But that shouldn't affect it. What could affect things is whether or not any other people in the apartment building I live in are also using the internet. Ah,
I hope you're making that up, because if you're not, the story is lame.
yes, Drac, for some reason in this game, can't swim. And I have to wait for that animation to finish before I can move the character. Yeah, they're surprisingly accurate with their attacks. Oof. Got out of there before that hit. Okay, I'm guessing this is what we need to do next. See, I'm also the game's camera controls, whilst also being laggy. One of the fights I'm having is that the game also has its own camera that wants to do its own thing. That's the wrong choice. So when I move the camera, the game wants to reset it to what the game wants to do.
Doing great, little man. You now have 2 fragments. 1 to go.
Does that turn that one off? Yeah, okay. I wouldn't say it's got puzzles. That would be tricky. It's just more explore. But you don't want to explore too much because there are critters out here in the game world that are trying to take us out. Collecting these coins because we can use them to get to the in-game sort of cards. Oh, I had a look after the first part. I don't know if you saw the description of that video where I talked about it, but in that part 1 I felt that the voice for Drac wasn't really right. Something off about it, and I had a look, and yeah, none of the voice cast from the movie returned for the games. There is a Buscemi, so I didn't look to see if he's related. I think I'm going the wrong way here. Go all the way over here to go up there. Okay. Now, are there any other things worth exploring? Probably. There might be, but I just want to keep on going. After my first part, I came away feeling that perhaps this game isn't best played from the cloud. There we go.
Did that really happen? I've never heard that before.
The game's issues are, I wouldn't say magnified, but it feels like the game really wasn't designed to be streamed. And this is the cloud save system. It's just so annoying. No manual saves. It's such a weird choice. And it's very unclear where the checkpoints are.
Congratulations,
If you just watched me do a
I
level,
hate to say it, but
did any
deserve
of you
the
catch
second
a
medallion
checkpoint
for all
during the
your hard
level?
work.
Like, is there a checkpoint after collecting each piece? I couldn't tell you. So again, it's not just
Good
lack of
as
manual
new.
saves, it's lack
You
of
just missed the
visual
last one.
cues as to whether there are checkpoints or even auto saves
Because it
during a
belongs to
level.
the speediest
The only
thing
time we
in
get an
the
auto
whole
save
desert.
is when the shield or crest comes on screen, bottom right there. And as that doesn't happen during the level, I'm pretty sure we're not getting any save during the level.
Well done. You managed to get my super curse medallion back. Isn't it gorgeous?
To get the third medallion, you'll have to defeat my fastest thief in the Rocky Canyon. Mwahaha.
Pretty sure that's an evil laugh and not just the name of the character. But here, this is where we can buy the cards, and this will trigger an autosave. Well, let's get him. Sure, let's get Frank. There are pieces of Frank apparently in the world, but I haven't come across any of them. Where is he? So I don't know if they're like really well hidden or if I'm just like missing like a bump in the sand or something.
Nice. Only 3 parts of my body are still missing, buddy.
What part did I get? I don't remember picking up any of his body. The Speedy Thief. Unfortunately, I've not read Arabian Nights, or unfortunately, I don't even really remember the proper name of it. So I couldn't tell you how accurate this is to that particular story. If you know, let me know in the comments. But the game that they've created kind of fits thematically with Drac playing with his grandson and telling his grandson a story before bed. Really works, and it feels like
Drac the apprentice would have to find and beat the fastest thief in a race if he wanted to get the third medallion. But he had to hurry. The sun was about to rise.
yeah. So it feels like it works really well, and I kind of like what they've done with it, but it feels like they didn't do a lot with it. I know in terms of main characters, you got Drac. Unfortunately, I can't remember his name, the name of his daughter off the top of my head, which is annoying because I did before I started streaming, recording. See, I'm not bothering attacking these things because they're such a pain to deal with for very little reward. But we're in a race, so I would like. I was hoping for like some sort of like runner mode. That would have been interesting. So, if we move that there, we get what's over there, but we don't get the chest there. So I need to bring that over here so I can get the chest first, at the very least. So I'm not entirely sure what the telekinesis is for. Ta-da! And I can't use telekinesis while I'm on it. Yeah, that triangle does a special attack, and bottom left is currently to that smackdown attack. And you may wonder, or you may say, why don't I use that when we're fighting the enemies? Well, the enemies can attack us ever so slightly quicker than we can activate that. So yeah, every time I try to do it, you're standing still and you're stuck in an animation. So in part 1, every time I used it, I was hit by the enemy. Such a frustrating experience to have such a powerful, or what seems like a powerful move, but to be so limited, and for the enemies to be that much stronger than us. And I know this is perhaps aimed at a younger audience, but really the combat experience is just not satisfying. Now, can I get over there as a bat? Just about. But I still can't make it. So I'm wondering if we have to jump on this to that cube and then jump from the cube up. So let's try moving this again. Like, we've got a little corner here, but there's no like Frank body parts. And Frank's big. I've seen at least 3 of the 4 movies. And yes, I did enjoy them. I haven't seen the latest one. The 3 Hotel Transylvania games are part of the Sony Pictures experience on PlayStation Plus. So I can use my PlayStation Plus account and watch those movies for free, which is what I did. The 4th one's not on there though. There we go. Okay. Find the Speedy Thief in his medallion. I wonder what character they're going to use for the Speedy Thief. I wonder if it's going to be like the werewolf dad. Again, I don't remember the names, I apologise. Perhaps I should have written them down. I came into this recording, I was like, oh, I remember who I need to remember. Damn it, camera. Stop fighting me. It's stuck against the wall basically, which is why it's fighting me there. We had this quite a few times in part 1. So if I'm honest, I don't feel like this is a great game. I don't think it'll be too satisfying for a younger audience either. If I'm getting frustrated with the camera, I imagine they would be. Not to say it won't sell well. Probably was reasonably fine in terms of sales, but actual gameplay. It reminds me of those movie tie-in games I played as a kid on Genesis, or Mega Drive for me, because I'm from England. Some of them were fun, but like I have fond memories of Tiny Toon Adventures, for example. But not all of them were good.
This path is tougher than I thought. If I want to reach the top, I'll have to climb for hours.
Hours? Why don't you just use the super jump?
I have a super jump?
Yeah, look.
Inside the area, so we've got to use. So it's a different symbol. So looks like the telekinesis.
Yes, that's a real super jump.
It's got the symbol of the hand though.
That's a real super jump.
See on the right side, that fist. That's what was on the screen. See that? Look, this looks like it should be a little secret. But hey, I don't. I'll take a super jump. Just why can't they pick a different color? Nope, not gonna make it. Yeah, we jump up, then the animation pauses, and then I can create a bat.
I'll get to the top of this canyon in no time.
Yes, I am seen to be running at the same speed as the clouds. Yeah, it's... You gotta remember this is the PS4 version, not PS4 Pro, not PS5, PS4. So it is entirely possible that on PS5 it's a much smoother experience. It could be that they did the PS5 version and ported it to PS4. So if you've played this on PS5, let me know what the experience is. What's that? Alright, that did something. There's something yellow down here. What's this? Ah, okay. Got the third one to get an extra heart. Boy, do we need that. If they were smarter, they would have paced it so we would have got that heart early and not had to deal with so many attacks from the bad guys. Damn, I'm gonna have to. See? Such a strong looking attack. Didn't even take out the scorpion there. Damn it. And I was trying to move.
You didn't write Papa Drac. You're making it up.
And it just wouldn't, it just was like stuck going straight ahead. It was such a weird experience. But left side, underneath the gold medallion, I still have the key. So I'm not going to have to go back and find it again. Should be another card.
We're so close to the end. I hope we don't miss any of them.
Unfortunately, my dear, we have. Thing is, with the gameplay of this being unsatisfactory, I don't feel like I want to even try to plan in this game. I've spoken before how I planned with Mini Ninjas. And it's a younger kids game on PS3, but the gameplay was satisfying. Here, the gameplay is not satisfying. Oh, it's him.
Ouch, stupid fleas. And who are you?
I'm Drac the Apprentice, and I've come to get your medallion so I can join the gang.
Yeah, that mouth doesn't match either, does it?
Gang just looked him up and down with complete disregard.
You? But you're a weakling. Get out of here, will you? You're wasting my time, kid.
What? But the King of Thieves ordered it.
I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Hey, you! Wait! Come back!
That voice acting there was a little dry. Come on, we're in the side part here. We're in a nice place for...
You're making it up. That story's not
Wait.
like that.
The rock killed me. What? Oof, it's you know, I genuinely went into this hoping for a fun little experience. I genuinely do like the Transylvania movies. They're fun. But yeah, I'll be glad when this is over, because I feel like this isn't putting the characters or the game in the best light. Ooh, there's a bat. We just about avoided that.
The apprentice finally found the elusive Speedy Key.
Ah. Oh, it's just you. Get lost, will you?
No, I want to join the gang, and I need your medallion to do it. Besides, your boss has ordered you to.
Fine. I'll race you. If you get to the Cave of Treasures before me, I'll give you my medallion.
What
Winnie. Yes, okay, that name does sound familiar. She wants to zing with Dennis. I can't remember which movie that's from, but it might be from the third one. It's like I need to become the bat to move forward. That thing will only shoot me up. course. So if I just see, I have to change to the bat. Or let me just go up, then up. Nope, I have to become a bat. That kind of gives you a hint there. The symbol on the ground is a bat. But why doesn't the game do that automatically for us, you know? And we're not getting an extra heart piece. So what we've done, we unlocked a quarter of a heart. We didn't unlock the whole heart, which we have to then refill. No, we unlocked a quarter of a heart. So we've got probably a further 9 pieces to all those yellow things to collect. Okay, so we actually have to do combat here. See? There's no ground pound in the air. And then you come quickly, but okay, we did that. Come on. They're quick little guys. Come on, closer. Closer. I'm gonna try and knock them out just by using that. Because I haven't done that yet. I've always hit them. We got one. 4, 1 left, okay. Okay, this is very much, I'm doing this for me, just to try and make things a little interesting. And just to get this move to work. Nearly hit me. See, the camera just moved then. I had the camera where I wanted it, so I could see them coming. But the game was like, no. It says beat speed in a race, and that's why I thought this level was just going to be a 5-minute race or something like that, you know? But no. Well, not yet at the very least. I've got enough coins for a high level card. Exploring a little bit. Again, I'm on the hunt for, because Frank said his bits are throughout the parts of him are throughout the levels. Damn it, camera. So you'd think this little shady area would be a prime place, but no. So we need to move that. So we can move it here. Let's see if we can get that key. Can we jump on that from here? Yeah, maybe. But can we jump on that? No. My guess is we're gonna have to knock this to get that thing moving. That, yeah. At least it is a pleasant sound that something has happened and we get to see what's happened. So you imagine what we've got to do. We've got to go up, up, left. Or perhaps make a circuit. Now, platforming in this game is a little tricky. Ah! You can probably hear the control. I was like, the momentum is not really momentum based, it feels like animation based. So it feels like you land, you want to stop. And you just gotta hope you've not like hit forward and done an extra animation which kicks you off the edge. Well, we're coming up to like half hour into the stream, and so far the streaming experience is better than part 1. And it's one of the reasons why I do 2 parts.
My dad looks so funny on that one.
So we get a better average of a streaming experience. But if it is a poor experience, we also get to see like how things control, how things look. Is it playable if there is a little bit of macro blocking? If there's stream tears, is that really going to get in the way? Some games like this, where there's not a huge amount of really fine detail, it's not that much of an issue if we get a little bit of trouble. Hotshot Racing, similar boats, but in that game every now and then you'd have like a turn or a real tough corner or a competitor near you, which would make it difficult. And here it's the platforming that makes any degradation of the stream rough. It's just quicker to do that. No quick retorts, you know, it's... Well, it's safe to say that I'm definitely getting better at playing the game now. I'm used to it. But it's not exactly a fun time with it. That's the thing. Damn. Unfortunately, you might have heard the controller. I did realize I was going to get hit, and I hit the controller to go back, but I was also in an animation going forward. So no, I'm stuck. And when it comes to health, I am fairly sure my shadow was on the top, so I thought I had reached the top, but no. The shadow lied to me. That's if you can see the shadow sometimes.
Can you see okay, Drac? Because you've read it wrong. It's not like that.
Well, at least in terms of the game level, when you respawn, it's pretty close to where you actually failed. Yeah, sometimes on those ones, the bounce pads, it's difficult to see your shadow. I don't have a key for that chest, so I wonder where that key is. I think I see it on that pillar on the left side. I want to try and get it, of course. Yeah, there we go. No camera. Oof, that's a jump.
That's another card.
That's all 3 from the level. I'm pretty sure there's only 3 in the level.
Got every card in this chapter.
There we go.
We make a great team.
We? What's this we? All they do is criticize my storytelling. You think going through the ring would trigger all of them to come to you, but no. I can't move the camera up to show you, but you gotta get really close to a lot of these for that to work. See what I mean? They hadn't finished coming up from the ground, and I tried my ground pound, and he could still attack quicker than I could. And they can interrupt my animation. So even though I was about to come down and smack it, what? I jumped over that, clearly. There doesn't seem to be any upgrade path for Drak's abilities. So I can't imagine him getting better at it, or faster at it, or stronger at it.
Drak the apprentice was faster than the thief. With the third medallion, he could get the treasure and seek shelter in the cave. The sun was about to rise. Ah, I beat you. The medallion is mine.
What? That's impossible. No, we haven't finished yet. This was to the desert. Yippee! I'm still the fastest. No one can beat me.
Really? Are all the thieves a bunch of no-good cheats?
Ah, my dear Denisovich, the word of a thief is as a spider's web in the wind.
Looks like we've got to do another chapter. You probably saw that we didn't get all the coins either. Press circle in the air to air dash. I might have forgotten about that.
I ain't surprised one bit. My cohort is very proud and doesn't like to lose a race.
You'll have to return to the desert if you want to get the third medallion.
That's a little lazy, doesn't it? We're using old levels or parts of old levels to kind of fill out the game. Well, that's that first set done. I want to know about the other cards we picked up from Dennis that they keep talking about.
Well done. You managed to get my super cursed medallion back. Isn't it gorgeous? Well done. You managed to get my super cursed medallion back. Isn't it gorgeous? Well done.
Okay.
You managed to get my super cursed medallion back. Isn't it gorgeous?
Wait, this is where I gotta go? The arrow is pointing to this. Yeah, okay. I know this might be the last one we do in this video. I feel like we've seen pretty much what, or most of what this game's going to show us. There might be a boss fight somewhere else. Mavis might have... Oh, it's Mavis, the girl, her daughter, his daughter. Dennis's mum, Mavis. Her game might have different gameplay, but it looks like we are stuck doing this. Or we create a new save file and do hers.
The prideful and speedy thief fled into the desert with the medallion. But Drak the apprentice wasn't going to give up so easily.
Well, now I know circle is boost. Hopefully I can go faster. See, we picked these up before. Still on the lookout for Frank. Or bits of Frank. Oh! So they are quite visible. So how have I missed them up till now, you know? There's no like picture of Frank on the screen to let me know what bits I'm missing. I don't want to go for that pillar. Yeah, this camera does like to make wild swings. Okay. I see a key. Ah, I haven't got all of these. See, my attack won't hit those down there. Only hits those on this level, but there we go.
Yes, one more.
We got every card in this chapter. We make a great team.
Oh, I had to use the circle. I felt like I wasn't going to make it. So even the platforming has its difficult moments. Nah, let's go up.
You again? With the rash I've got, you're gonna make me run again.
Oh, you see that? Brilliantly dodged through the middle of that. Again, perfectly executed. Little critters to worry about. I do have to deal with them because the gate on the other end won't open till I do. I might as well deal with this first. I can't jump and pound down, I can't go over here. Again, invisible walls. It's just so weak, it doesn't knock them out. See that? I was actually executing it and it didn't work. I didn't realise I could move though. I didn't try that in the last video. Or it didn't tell me I could. Okay. That makes things a little bit more tolerable that I'm able to move while doing this. What? Well, big guys to worry about now. You gotta stand still to activate it, and then, of course, the enemies are still coming at you. You gotta move. See? I have to wait for my animation to finish before I can move. There's lag between when I hit triangle and when it actually starts the animation for it.
Did that really happen? I've never heard that before.
Oh man. Trying to kick butt here. The game seems determined, and this time we're outside. Which is a shame because I did a fantastic jump through the middle of that last time. Whoops. I can't remember what this does. Is it super strength? I think it is. I still didn't defeat them. Okay, we turned on strong mode. So I can admit that perhaps I wasn't using the best of Drax's abilities. Damn it, I am pressing the controller to move. So I'm moving as quickly as the game will let me move. Two more? Where are they? I did nothing. Again, I had to wait for the animation to finish. Yeah, they gotta wait for them to drop their shield. Come on. Alright, finally. I want to do that when the thing isn't firing a beam across the gap there. See, it looked like I was fine until right at the end when it was clear I wasn't. Drac doesn't grab or pull himself up. Hopefully that's still unlocked. Yeah. Come on. So where do we want to go? The side, maybe? Yeah, looks about right. I should be able to do that, yeah. Charge up on here. But they can still hit me in my animation. We'll get a lucky shot in like that. Thankfully, one of them dropped health. Not all of these drop health. The game isn't particularly smart about dynamically giving us health. It feels like the game has got rules or it's decided itself where health is going to be on the map. So so if you're having a bad time, it doesn't look like the game's going to help you. I can't move the camera down to properly check, see if there's any frank bits. I gotta hope that when I rotate it, it rotates in the direction I need it to.
And they finally did it. The apprentice ran with all his might and defeated the last of the thieves.
Arf, arf, okay? Okay.
Off, off.
You win. Here's my medallion. This may be the rash talking, but there you go.
$2.5. Okay. I imagine the PS5 version probably has quicker loading as well. It's not that bad on PS4, but PS5 being PS5 and built around loading, I have to imagine this better.
Aha! I see you've managed to pass the first test. You're almost ready to join our gang.
The apprentice's eyes gleamed as he imagined the treasure that he was about to possess.
But first, show us that you are worthy of belonging to the gang.
Of the magnificent king of thieves. Say the magic words, and you'll be able to open the door before the hot sun rises and fries you like an egg.
That's easy. Everyone knows the magic words. Open!
Blah, blah, blah.
What? No! That's not the password!
Blah de blah
Wow,
is from the
you've
movies
gone
though.
on your first try. You may enter and face my second test.
Oh? Huh?
King of Thieves. This is just one in here. It's two. So look, there's two more levels. But seeing as there are quite a few half levels, I'm gonna guess there's 2.5 to 3 levels left. But are we gonna call an end to the game here? The point of Cloud Monday isn't to finish the game, it's just to see what it's like, see if it's designed well. See, I can't select the story one. I can't do Mavis' story, you have to finish one before you do the other. Well, card collections, we've been collecting them. They never seem present. We should have none of those cards, because, yeah. So there are 3 stories at the very least then. That's freaky. I said the Scorpion does look cool. There's some of these we picked up from the chests, and some of these we've got from the store. So that's a cool design, and so is that, to be honest. There are some nice designs in here, it just doesn't always feel as coherent as you would like. Well, those are all the cards we got. What's general? Oh, probably all of them together, isn't it? Yeah, okay. So yeah, what we're going to do now, we're going to head to the PS4's internet speed test, so we get to see with the connections that I have today, and perhaps that'll give us a hint as to how or why we got the video stream we got. So let's head there now. Okay, in settings, there's network, and in network, test internet connection. Yeah, the only difference really between this part and the last part is that the upload speeds are considerably higher today. So my guess is, in terms of bandwidth, we don't have a lot of competition from other apartments in the apartment complex. But yeah, so that's Hotel Transylvania, and as far as a game being streamed from the cloud, you know, we're watching a video. The lack of a manual save is frustrating. There's no clear indication that if we were to just hit start and quit, if it will save going back to the main menu. You can trigger the autosave sometimes, but when you only have 20 seconds before the service disconnects you, you need to be able to save very quickly. In terms of playing it in game, we've seen that when we die, the checkpoint system is quite robust. But again, that's only as we are playing. It's not clear from the messaging in game if that real tight checkpointing will continue if we get disconnected and then launch the game one more time. So the messaging isn't great for online streaming, the save system isn't great for online streaming, and the game's kind of lazy controls, sluggish controls. I showed in part 1 with the camera that there's not quite a second delay, but there is a delay. But I don't think that's from streaming, because it's such a rare thing to be from a stream. And with both parts having the same sluggish camera and the game seemingly reliant on animation, I'm gonna say that it's the game itself. The game has kind of sluggish controls and is stuck with character animations dictating the pace of things. That, yeah, it all adds up into an experience that's not great for cloud streaming. So if you're looking to get this and play for yourself, or play for some kids, some nieces, nephews, or whatever, I would recommend downloading it. I feel like it would be frustrating to play with the camera, and the game itself is already a little frustrating, and is just adding more frustration onto that. So that'll do. Next week we'll have a new game. Not too sure what genre, or if we're going to go for a kids game again. But it's nice every now and then to check out how kids game work on this service. But until then, or until I see you checking out perhaps the other videos, playlists, shorts, or even live streams we do, or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. That's a small YouTube channel. We get no money from YouTube. But with Ko-fi, we can get donations, including PayPal donations. But we also have subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will interest you. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.